Hey, hey, hey. It's KrepsyK, and today we actually have two absolute bangers we're going to bring to you today. And one of them is very, very delicious frozen vegetables that your kids will actually eat. Ask me how we know. Now, I'm going to show you guys how to make this, but I'm also going to show you guys how to make a whole slab of King's Hawaiian sliders, lunch sandwiches, to go alongside with your absolute super delicious mega vegetables. And yeah, so you're going to be having sliders and vegetables. What you need is whatever large Normandy style, California style. Oh, give you guys a little earthquake there. But whatever frozen vegetables, easy. Butter, easy. And whatever onion flavored or like grilled onion flavored, something along those lines, but preferably onion. It does something special to the veggies. And you can buy these in individual packs or you can buy a box. But they usually say like, quote unquote, mix with 2 cups of sour cream or whatever. But this is what you're going to be mixing with your butter to drizzle over your vegetables. And trust me, it works. That goes in the oven. Next thing we're going to do is go ahead and get this whole slab of Hawaiian rolls cut, laid out on a baking sheet. Got my, well, turkey I guess this time, but you can use whatever, ham, chicken, turkey, roast beef, I don't know, whatever you want. And today we're doing cheddar, so we got cheddar, turkey, sliders with absolute banger vegetables. So, let's get started. Alright, and we're back, and what we've done is we've taken a very large knife and very safely split our Hawaiian buns. And what we're going to do, we're going to take our tops and set them aside and go ahead and start building our sandwiches. So my lovely assistant's going to grab that turkey, and I'm going to grab the cheese. Pro tip, you want to put the cheese on the bottom in case your group or whoever's eating, kids, whatever, parents, whatever, friends, in case they want to put anything onto the sandwiches, the cheese won't hinder the peeling off the tops. What am I doing? What am I doing? What am I missing? Oh, we're going extra cheese. Alright, alright, I see. I see. Boom, just like that. Got our cheese down. Gonna lay our turkey slices out. I'm gonna go ahead and get these popped aside. And also right now we have the oven prepped at 300 degrees. And I'm gonna go ahead and after this get started on our awesome vegetables. Wait. Wow. Technical difficulties. That's what this is. It's just technical difficulties. Alright, let's go ahead and get these buns back on here and get to these vegetables. Alright, and we are back with our vegetables. So right here in this little glass I have exactly 2 tablespoons of butter, margarine, whatever you have. I don't go more than 2. I know this looks like a lot of vegetables. Trust me, I know. But these will sweat in the oven. And so you only need just enough butter to kind of drizzle over the top your seasoning mix. And when it's time, you can stir it. Once everything's warmed up, you stir it and toss it to make sure your seasoning gets on all of the vegetables. And when you do that, when it's ready to be tossed and stirred, you will actually go ahead and remove your lid to make sure that the water is evaporating off of these pretty well. You don't want there to be too much standing liquid in the bottom, otherwise your seasoning will not stick to the vegetables and your kids will call you a liar. So to make sure your kids don't call you a liar and for these vegetables to be absolutely delicious, do exactly this. Now I'm going to take the seasoning, which looks different from the other seasoning we used, so bear with me here. That's fine. Like I said, the veggies will sweat. That's the number one thing you need to remember. 2 tablespoons is more than enough butter, trust me. The vegetables will sweat. When they start to sweat, you can take the top off of the pan here and give it a good stir. By the time the veggies are softened enough to eat and you're like, hey, these didn't literally just come out of the freezer, it's not going to be a big deal. So this is a different kind of onion seasoning than I used the last time. I don't think it's going to make too much difference. What I'm going to do is going to go ahead and make sure that it's kind of spread out a little bit on all these vegetables. Like I said, it's mostly just going to run to the bottom until they're soft enough to toss this back over on top. And then after the stir, after the big stir, after they get tossed around, that's when all the seasoning will get on the vegetables a little bit better. But that's okay. That's okay. Because the finished product is what matters. And this finished product is going to be absolutely delicious. So I'm going to go ahead and get this in the oven. And I will show you in the next little clip how long I cooked these for and how long we cooked the sandwiches for, so you know which one to put into the oven first and for how long. So let's go ahead and get these in the oven and I'll be right back. Alright, and we are at the 30-minute mark here for the vegetables, and they're still cool. They're not cooked. However, as you can see here, the butter's not really melted much, but they've finally got the freezer chill off of them. The vegetables take the longest. So what we're going to do is we're going to make sure all of these, I thought they'd be a little bit more done, a little bit better sweated, I guess. They had a little more moisture there to help mix this butter around. This is usually the point where there's enough liquid on the bottom that you can toss the vegetables and the seasoning and butter mix. You go ahead and coat the veggies. I might go ahead and give them 10 more minutes and give them a second stir. 10 more minutes covered, by the way. Covered, because these haven't sweat quite enough yet. And then toward the end, I'll give you guys the total times, total temperatures, even when to add the sandwiches, so you can pull it all out of the oven at the exact same time. That way, you just have to prep everything, toss it in the oven at the right time, and it'd be done. See you guys after a while. Alright, and we are at the 40-minute mark. This is about the point where I go ahead and take, see, now there's liquid on the bottom. This is how, it's exactly how, see, the vegetables are not hot to the touch. However, they are sweating enough that your seasoning will spread all over your veggies. So this is the point where I would go ahead and probably add your sandwiches. So the veggies would go in first, and as soon as they start to get warm to the point where the ice and all that stuff comes off, you can really toss your seasoning all over. And I recommend the individual packets. The what's the brand? I'm trying to think of the name brand that you could buy. We don't buy the name brand half the time. Hidden Valley, I think. Hidden Valley has their own dip mixes, and you usually mix them with like cream cheese or sour cream. However, we didn't have one of those, so I substituted with a different kind, and it doesn't seem to be working exactly the same. That's okay. The outcome will be the same. We just use whatever the dip kind is. As you can see, the vegetables are starting to shine. Maybe you can't, but if you could see what I could see, there's a little bit of liquid on the bottom of the pan, and the veggies are starting to shine. So all of that seasoning, all of that sauce and all that stuff, all the good flavor is now being tossed and mixed all over these vegetables, which is why you don't need a whole lot of butter. The 2 tablespoons will do just fine for obviously a pan this big. So let's go ahead and get these in for the last leg of cooking. All they got to do is get basically hot and make sure they're seasoned well. and the sandwiches will go in for about 15 minutes. So in about 15 minutes, all of this will be done, and I can show you plated. And I got some good sauces over here. I'm gonna go ahead and plate myself lunch. So see you in a bit. All right, and this is it. This is the maximum here. This is the end. I'm just looking for one more tool. I should have had it ready. So the sandwiches have had a little moment to cool, not too much. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and get out the cutting board. Just run the pizza cutter here over the sandwiches. That way the sliders will come out done. Well, as actual sliders. We had some trouble cutting the top to make a uniform sheet. If you're careful, it'll all be one piece. And then I've got some awesome sauces over here. Got some creamy poblano. I'm sorry, sesame poblano. That's going to go ahead. Go over this bad boy here. I know you can't see it. Got some creamy poblano on this slider. And then I got some, sesame poblano and creamy buffalo, or buffalo cream sauce. And that guy is looking good, by the way. Yeah, looking good. And finally, I've got some smashed buffalo, or smashed garlic and buffalo. Now, you can put whatever you want on these sliders, of course. You know, the fan favorite around the house is the smashed garlic and buffalo. Fan favorite around the house is the Miracle Whip mayo on these sliders. And obviously, get yourself a nice good portion of the vegetables. And there you have it. You got absolute banger vegetables. They take a little longer than I thought. And 15-minute sliders to make for the kids. Hawaiian buns, some turkey and cheese, onion seasoning packet, a couple of tablespoons of butter, and just some time in the oven, and you've got yourself a wonderful meal for the family. So, thank you all for stopping by. You all have a great day. This was KrepsyK, and I'm getting out of here.